Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be driving over to the Supercharger and a couple of other different chargers to show you what your options are when you're traveling on a road trip. But that's going to come in a later video. Today we're going to focus on driving over there using full self-driving beta. We will show you kind of how it handles some city roads and also some interstate driving to get us over to the Supercharger. So hop in and let's go for a ride. So we've got it plugged into our GPS. It says it's going to take us 12 minutes to get over there. So we're going to go on full self-driving over to the Supercharger. So let's get started. So while we're at the red light here and waiting on it to turn green, I'll just give you a bit bigger visualization preview here. So you can see what the car is seeing, and then the blue line here kind of shows what the car is thinking in terms of what its next move is. So since we are turning left, obviously the blue arrow is curved here, and it's going to follow where the lines. So in front of us here, there aren't clear lines painted in the road as to where we need to take a left. So you can see it kind of bouncing around as it kind of plans its trajectory as to where it's going to go. So that is what that is. And then of course, the cars that you see are the cars around us. And earlier when we were just stopped here and cars were coming across, it highlights some in blue. Those are ones that it's tracking specifically. So when we were waiting at the light, it was tracking those in blue that were coming across because it knew it needed to wait until those passed in order to safely make that left turn. So that's what is kind of going on here. And I will leave this going for the rest of the drive. Okay, that beep was because I didn't touch the wheel in time. But you see, it did follow the trajectory, and we are in the right lane. So I'm actually going to correct it here. It didn't do anything wrong, but it's in a lane that is full, and this lane is not full. So I'm going to go ahead and take over, move over, and then put the full self-driving back on, just so we're not sticking out into the intersection back there. We do have a left lane merge coming up here, and it's not going to. I took over there, so I'm going to report that. If I go back here, I can report it. It should have merged properly back there, but it didn't want to. So on the highway here, it's done really well in all of my testing. They have yet to merge the software stacks. So the full self-driving in city streets like we were on back there is actually a different set of software than on the highway. They're still using the old software stack that is used for the regular non-beta full self-driving that just does lane changes and keeps you at a safe distance from the car in front of you and that sort of thing. So they haven't merged the software stacks. That is supposed to be coming soon, but they have not done that yet. So whenever that happens, I will definitely do a video of that for you guys to see what's changed as far as interstate driving. But the old one works so well. I think they just need to make sure that they get it right because this one just works really well. So coming up here, we do have a speed limit change. They've changed the speed limits on the highway, but the map data is often old and it doesn't always want to change. So I'm going to see if it sees the sign here and go ahead and change the speed. So it did recognize the speed changed, but it didn't change its speed. So I'll just manually increase the speed, which I can do by running this scroll wheel up and down. So up is higher speed and down is lower speed. Go back to full full screen visualization so you can see what the car sees. There were some cars on the side of the road back there, and it definitely picked those up. And you can see here that this bus in front of us is a little bit darker on the screen than these cars, and that just means that's the car that it's tracking in terms of keeping speed. So if it gets too close to that bus, it'll slow down. I am going to go ahead and signal and get over to let these cars merge in. I'm letting it do it, but I just can control it by hitting the turn signal. It will automatically change lanes for me. So I'll just do that to allow those cars to merge onto the highway. It is ready to get over into the next lane to get off on the exit, so we'll go ahead and do that. This is our exit coming up, so okay, I went ahead and signaled, and it's slowing down because this ramp is a little bit of a steeper curve, and you'll see here in a second, I believe it will go to, actually no, it's going to stay on the, you can tell if it's on the beta software stack, if these go red, the sort of bounds of the road go red. If it's just gray like this, that's on the previous version, the regular autopilot stack that is used on highway. So just an interesting tidbit there if you weren't familiar with that. Right lane. See now that it's red and yellow, we've got this, we're back on the beta software stack. So that's just a key differentiator of how they've done that. I'm not sure when they merge the two, if they will keep the same red scheme. So, okay, it did something weird there. I gave it a little bit of, I didn't disengage it, but I gave it a little bit of acceleration to tell it that it was okay to go. So you can do that. If you tap the brake, it will disengage. But if you tap the accelerator, that usually will just indicate to it that it's safe to proceed and it can go. Ooh, a little hard braking there. I'm gonna go ahead and report that. I like to hit the camera button whenever something interesting happens, just to report it to the folks at Tesla so they can take a look at sort of the internals of it, what it was thinking and the decisions it was making at the time. I have a feeling the reason it had some hard braking there is because the guy in front of us doesn't have any brake lights. So it didn't know as much that he was stopping. I don't know if it looks for the brake lights or not, but he doesn't have any, so that was probably what it was waiting on there. So now it needs to get over, but there's a car in its blind spot, so we'll just wait till it, okay, we're clear. So it got over, good to go. And then it needs to get over here. Perfect. this supercharger, it was a little tricky to find the first time I went to it, so we will see how the full self-driving does, if it turns into the right entrance. It also may just stop out here and make me pull into the parking lot, so we'll just let it keep going until it gets there and just see what it does. So this is the entrance right here. It looks like it's just going to stop here in the street, so it's going to make me turn in, but that is no problem. And the superchargers are located back here in the back of this hotel parking lot. So this is convenient. If you're staying at this hotel, there is a supercharger here for you to use. Thanks so much for riding along with us today. Like and subscribe to our channel just so you get all the latest content of full self-driving, tips and tricks with your Tesla, how to charge, and that charging video will be coming next time, so you definitely don't want to miss that. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and do click that like and subscribe button.